Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today we're gonna do not an unboxing video but a fitting video. So I'm gonna be sizing up my GBRS belt. So here you can see the belt. I've already adjusted the excess. As you can see, there's a lot. This is the small to medium belt, and I actually have a pretty small waist. I believe if we're talking about regular pants, 30 or 31, and you can see there's not much slack left. So I'm probably gonna just cut this off and then use one of the Velcro bands to keep it tight together like this, unless I adjust my True North Concepts pistol rig stick thing. But here also you can see I've sized and centered my IFAC pouch. So the first step I did was that I put this loop through the Tegris right here. So you can see here, this is really stiff right now, but you can put it through there. And then once you get through this first loop here, this isn't the same one, but just a reference. Once you put it through the same loop right here, you can see it's opening up ever so slightly. It's very, very stiff. But once you put it through here, you can get it through this first hole right here on the pouch, and then we're going to loop it through the Tegris again and then finish up the molly webbing down here. So I'm going to do that through the time lapse real quick for you guys. Alright guys, so I got the molly webbing through both layers of Tegris, as you can see, bottom here, and then the top is through here. It was definitely a fight, but yeah, definitely be careful. I use really small needle nose pliers, and another pro tip is I put it in between the Tegris and the molly webbing and spread it out. And this, I almost stabbed myself a few times, so definitely be careful while you're doing this. You have definitely more tools you can use. I know people can use upholstery tools and whatever, but this is all centered, and I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do with this excess. I'm assuming I can just tuck it into this hole here. But other than that, that should be it. And then the next steps after I tuck this away is I am going to cut off the excess here, and then probably gonna cut off right here in front of the stitching so it doesn't fray out, and then I'm going to burn and sear the edges so it doesn't less chance of a fray as well. So for that, I'm going to be using some trauma shears, which should cut through this just perfectly, and this should be enough excess for me where I can fold it in nice and tight and not have any issues. Pro tip, when it comes to trimming, you can always cut off more, but you can't cut off less. So cut off a little less than you need, resize and refit just to ensure everything's correct, and then cut away and mark as well. So if you look closely, I burned this edge a little bit much, but everything else is burned just about right. So this should be it. And then I'm going to take one of those bands and wrap this all up so it looks nice. And then I'm going to start putting on the rest of my pouches and whatever. All right, so I have all the excess here. I have this little Velcro band, so I'm going to tuck this in as best as I can. Make sure that's nice and flat. And do one of these. Wrap that all up. Make sure it's straight. Right, all nice and flush for my own sanity. I added one of those S-Tack angled pouches. I believe this is well, I don't know how good my math eyeball is going to be, but this looks like it's the 40-degree one. It's a little more aggressive. The 70 degrees a little more vertical. And then I'm going to start molly webbing my other pouches. So I have one pistol, and I'm going to use the WTF strap. I'm probably going to set this one side over just so when I draw it won't get in the way, or I can position this a little bit lower to alleviate some of that. So I just ran into an issue. I started feeding the back of the strap through here. I think I should start up here, and then I can still mid-mount here. But yeah, pro tip, start from the top, don't start in the middle. Alright guys, so got the pouch on. It might be a little bit taller, so I might undo this and shift it down one if that's possible. Shouldn't be an issue. I'm gonna try it again, we'll see how it goes. Alright guys, looks the same, couldn't really do too much. I'm just trying to wiggle it up as high as I can. Thankfully the WTF straps are kind of nice because they are rubbery. There's a lot of friction in between, but I'm very curious when I am running and gunning if with the added weight of the magazines in there, if they'll drop and shimmy down. But that's for some testing to find out, and I'm gonna work on the next two pouches, which is gonna be for a rifle pouch. Alright guys, so mag pouches are all in. These are not the height I would prefer them to be, but it is what it is in the meantime. This spot, I'm hoping I can fit a very skinny dump pouch. I don't need much, I just need a dump pouch. And then on this side, I'm going to be putting the pistol holder thing, whatever it's called. Anyways, that's going to be working on soon. Work on that next. Alright guys, so quick overview. Here is the mounting plate from True North Concepts, and then in the packaging here, there's 3 different bags, and then these are your mounting plates. So the red bag is belt attachment bars and spacers. Green bag is for QLS, or your quick locking system, and the blue bag is direct holster hardware. Directions are here, pretty self-explanatory. And right now I'm just doing a quick fitting to see what works for me. I like to do slightly off. So if I am at my 3 o'clock, I like to go probably around the 2, or around the 1 o'clock. I just prefer to have it slightly in front of me, but not perfectly on the 3 o'clock of my leg. That's just personal preference. Do whatever works best for you, and then obviously train up so that works. But I like it slightly in front so that if I'm sitting in a vehicle or whatever, it's not going to be hitting against stuff, easier to get in and out of vehicles, and not too far up in front where if I need to skull drag or get as low as I need to, that's not terribly in the way. Alright guys, so here mounted the pistol belt thing, whatever you want to call it. Still need to tighten it down, but you can see here I put in the rubber pieces so it's not metal on metal, and also works a lot better. You can put the flat head and tighten everything down, and you need a Phillips head for the front. And then the last step is to mount the thigh strap. Why is a thigh strap important? So thigh straps for me are super important to prevent the firearm, once it's mounted on here, from bouncing around. You can see here you only have one point of contact, so if the weight is down here as you're running and gunning, this is going to be flopped around a lot. It's going to make a lot of noise. You don't want that. This I'm probably going to mount down here super low, and then you should have gotten this package. So you see here, same thing, you have 2 spacers, 2 screws of male end, and then I guess washers or nuts in the back. But other than that, that should be it, and then your belt should be done after that. Alright guys, so now the belt is pretty much done. Pro tip, if you're going to reverse mount and put the thigh strap more inboard or center line or medial, make sure you reverse the bolts. So you can see up top the bolts are going through down towards the medial side, and then this side they're going more lateral or outside. And then the backing plates or backing screw piece is right there. So last thing, always make sure you test fit on yourself, make sure it's correct, and then adjust accordingly, and then tighten all these up. All right, that's all I have left for you guys. Thank you for watching. Please comment, like, subscribe. Let me know what you'd like to see next, and as always, stay safe.